quick intro here to introduce something that I wanted to try. I am a huge user of audiobooks because I have so many things I want to do that I can very rarely afford to just sit and read and not be getting anything else done. So I go through audiobooks like you wouldn't even believe. I love to write. I'm writing kind of some cheesy romance, and I also have some science fiction and fantasy that I would like to write in the future, and so I'm kind of working on some of those things. But along the way, I also tend to write shorter stuff as sort of brain stretches or challenges, just different exercises, or even just an idea blurb so that I have the thought dump for later in case I want to turn it into a book. So I have a really short piece that a couple people read and really liked, and a friend of mine said that she really enjoyed listening to me read them out loud. So I thought that I would start putting these up in videos called Writerly Things. So that's what this little series is going to be called, and anytime I can come up with something that's not too terribly long, I will try to put it together in a video for you, like this one. So that's what it'll look like. Occasionally, if I can manage to, I really want to get my brother to narrate some of them for you because he would probably do a much better job than I would. So we'll see if we can talk him into that. He's a really good actor and musician. I went the arts and writing route. He went the theater and music route, so he does all the voices and all that kind of stuff. He would be really good at it. So anyway, here is the first video of the Writerly Things series. Take a listen, see what you think. This story is only about 350 words, so it's a real short little something about how do you describe the color red to somebody who's never seen it before. So, here you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Feel free to follow my Facebook page or my YouTube channel so that you get notifications when I put new videos up. And thanks for swinging by.
Glowing Bits and Shining Things by Elsie Parker. Read by the author. Caitlyn looked up at the tiny dragon where it lounged in a nook of his ornate headboard, long skinny tail hanging down so it almost touched his forehead. She thought about it, then said, "I see things that are hot and things that are cold, and all the little glowing bits in between." Caitlyn frowned. "Glowing bits?" "Glowing bits," she confirmed, flicking her tail at the spelled orb on his dresser. "Like that." "So, like stuff that's magic?" he asked. "I suppose," said the dragon. "Why, what does it look like to you?" Caitlyn struggled out of bed to pick up the orb and bring it over. The little dragon stared at the device. "It looks smooth and red," Caitlyn said, finally. It appeared pretty plain to him when not in use. "What is this red?" she asked, cocking her head to one side. Caitlyn laughed and flipped the end of her tail with a finger. "You are. Your scales are red." The dragon's eyes went wide. "I am red?" The boy grinned and nodded. How could he explain a color to someone who'd never seen it? "Red is like, well, it's a little more than orange and a lot more than yellow." The dragon just blinked her big gold eyes at him. He'd have to do better. "It's thick and warm and hot. It's that feeling you get when you've been too close to a fire for a long time. or when someone's taken something that you care about very much. The dragon's eyes went wider still. You mean your shining things? Your gold? But you say that I am red, and no one's taken my gold. Then she went very still and looked uncertain. In the next moment she was gone, clawing her way up one of the bedposts to check that the stash she kept in his bed canopy was safe. Camlin shook his head and smiled as the canvas moved overhead. All that could be heard was the shifting of coins and trinkets as she counted to herself. The end.